class, see you again. So today we will learn this algebraic formula from the Form 2 Maths. Is on the Chapter 3 algebraic formula. So let us start now. Okay, so what is formula? Formula is an equations, okay, that correlates a few variables. So what is equation? So if let's say you are given something like this, okay, then you look at this, you got the equal sign here. This is equations, because I know at this point some of you might get confused, like whether this is equations or expressions. So expressions, okay, is only here. You do not have a equal sign. For equations, yes, you have equal sign. So in this chapter, we are going to learn formulas. So formula is actually an equations. So in these equations, okay, so each of these things here, we call it terms. So like these equations, we have how many terms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms. Okay, now you look at some terms, it comes with variable. So variable is the unknown value, okay? And then in front of this variable, you have a number. This is a coefficient. And if it's an only number alone, we call them as a constant. Okay, so that is a formula. All right, so now in second part of this chapter, okay, we are going to learn what is the subject of formula. So subject of formula is the variable that is expressed in terms of other variables. So let's say I give you one formula, E equals to mc squared. So E is your subject of formula. Okay, E is your subject of formula, where to become a subject formula, it must have a few criteria. So the coefficients, the first thing, the coefficients must be 1. Okay, you can see here in front here is 1. And then, okay, you can only find E on one side. You cannot have E here and E over here. And then this E must be linear terms. Linear terms as in no power 2, no power 3, or in a fraction form like 1 over E. That will not be able to make this E to become a subject of formula. So if let us look at some example here. So if let's say you have 2y equals to 5x minus 3, so y is not your subject of formula because you see there is 2 in front, which the coefficient is not 1. K equals to hk plus 4, so k is found on both sides. Okay, this is also not a subject of formula. Okay, and we have C, w squared equals to 4x minus y, and the other one, square root of p, okay, equals to 2r plus n. So w squared and square root of p, or sub p we call it, are not linear terms. So remember, okay, for subject formula, okay, the coefficients must be 1 and must be linear term and must be on one side only. Okay, so basically we can call this subject of formula is actually a lone ranger. They don't want anybody comes with them. All right. Okay, so let us try some examples here. So we look at the first one. For how do we form a formula? So the entrance fee of to zoo is 20 ringgit for adults, 10 ringgit for students. So in a month, X adults and Y students visited the zoo. Write a formula for the total fees collections for that month. So let us get these total fee collections. Okay, we choose one variable to represent the total fee of collection. So it's up to your choice. You can choose any alphabet you like. So for me, I will choose T, easier to refer as well. So now T equals to how many adult, we don't know, but we know the ticket is 20 ringgit, so 20 times X. And then whereas for the students is 10 ringgit and the student's number is Y. So very easy, you can see our formula equals to T equals to 20x plus 10y. Okay, so we go to the next part. So next part, okay, when you are given some equations, you are asked to change the subject of formula. Okay, so now originally your x is the subject of formula. Now you need to change your y into the subject of formula. So normally when we have something like this, express y in terms of x, your y is the subject of formula. Okay, so when we have something like this, what we do here, okay, we get the equation down first. So x equals to 4 plus 5y over y. Okay, since this is not a linear form, what we do, we cross multiply the x with y first. Okay, so we get xy equals to 4 plus 5y. Okay, so since they ask you to express y in terms of x, meaning to say later on your equations must be have y equals to something. So what we need to do now, group everything with y together. So we will have xy minus 5y equals to 4. Okay, look at this. You have y over here. Okay, you can have y, which is the same factor. So remember what we have in last chapter, factorizations. So we extract our y out. We are left with x minus 5, okay, equals to 4. Then y, okay. Now we want to get rid of this negative x minus 5, right? So what we actually do here is to divide x minus 5. Okay, so once we cancel off this, but this part no, okay, so we were left with y equals to 4 over x minus 5. And this is your y in terms of x. Okay, so we will try another questions here. Express u as the subject of formula if s equals to ut plus at squared over 2. Okay, so now we want something u equals to something. All right, so they give you s equals to ut plus at squared over 2. All right, so in this case, what we do here is, let's see, we move our ut to a side first, okay, because why? Okay, we want to remember what I said. The one you want to be a subject of formula, you always left hand side first. Okay, so we have ut equals to, we move this one, okay, so s minus at squared over 2. Okay, right, so now how about the next steps here? Okay, so the next steps, okay, you see here you got t, right? So we actually need to times 1 over t, or divide t, we call it. But I know some of you might be confused, so let me combine this as a single fractions, which will be easier for you. Okay, so we have 2s minus at squared over 2. Okay, now we want to move the t, okay, ut equals to 2s minus at squared. I copied this, just I want to show you the next steps actually is 1. So you divide by t, so here you actually times 1 over t. It's actually the same thing. So we will get, okay, we'll get u equals to 2s minus at squared over 2t. All right. So that's how we change the subject of formula. So in next part, we will find the value of variable, which this one normally you get this when after you change the subject of formula. The next thing they ask you to find the value. So how do we find the value? So first thing, okay, let's see the equation first. So given that 1 over f equals to 1 over u plus 1 over v. So express v in terms of f and u. Okay, so 1a, 1 over f equals to 1 u plus 1 v. Okay, now how do we get to express v in terms of f and u? Okay, again, okay, we group the things that is not v together first of all. 1 over f minus 1u. Okay, now we make it into a single fraction first. So this one, f and u, they must make into some denominator. So for this side, we will times with u. Okay, and whereas this side, we will times with f. Okay, so the whole thing now will become fu, and here u minus v. Okay, so we get u minus sorry, it's not u minus v, it's u minus f. Yeah. U minus f. Okay, so u minus f here. Right, okay. Now, when we get something like this, you can see what we can do here is to cross multiply. So we cross multiply. So what we will get next is v times u minus f equals to fu. Okay, they want you to get v equals to something, right? So we just need to divide u minus f. So we get v equals to fu over u minus f. So that's our v in terms of f and u. So in our next questions, once you get this, actually very easy when we do substitutions of the value. So v equals to fu over u minus f, right? So f 15, u 30, okay? 30 minus 15, so we get 450 over 15. So our answer is 30. All right. Okay. So next, let us try some words questions. Okay. So in this chapter, you will get some words questions as well for sometimes. Okay. Now let us look at this. Andy has a cupboard consists of a rectangular shapes and a triangular shapes as shown in the diagram. So the area of the cupboard is 1,680 centimeters square. So first write the formula, okay, and then second they ask you to find the value of y. So first let us find the area formula first. So let's see. For the rectangle, the area of the rectangle equals to 2y times 30, right? So 2y times 30, we get 60y. Okay, how about the area of triangle? So area of the triangle, we know is 1 over 2 times your base. Your base here is 2y. Okay, your height is x. So, okay, this one we can simplify no more. So we get xy. So area of this area of cardboard equals to area of rectangle plus area of triangle. Okay, so it will be equivalent. Okay, just now the rectangle is 60y y plus xy, and then don't forget your centimeter square. Okay, but look at this. Okay, they also give you 1680, right? So we have to make it as equation first. So 60y plus xy equals to 1680. All right. Okay, so then this is our formula. Okay. So in second part, we just need to substitute. So what is the value of y if x equals to 24? So we have 60y plus xy equals to 1680, right? So let us substitute the x in. So 60y, okay, now your x, just let me use other colors so that you know we substitute in. Okay. So 60y plus 24y, we get 84. Y equals to 1680. So y equals to 1680 divided by 84. So we get our y as 20. All right. Okay, so in this chapter, okay, basically I would say this chapter is quite easy if you understand the basic. Okay, so that's all for today. Okay, I will see you in the next video. So if let's say any of you need homework help or personalized tutor, you can always email me. All right, so bye bye. See you next time.